So hopefully I'm sounding a lot better. Perfect. Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was annoying. I don't know what is up with this microphone. I do have some other microphones, but unfortunately I'd have to do a big thing to get those set up. So hopefully this can survive through this event. And of course we still have our green, black ASE, which is our Robo Buddy. And we will go ahead and now start the run from scratch. And let's ready, set, go. And so, important thing about the time on the timer is not my actual time for submission. My actual time is a touch shorter because we remove load time. So anytime you see in the bottom left corner it's saying loading, we actually take that out afterwards, but I should have a good idea if I'm PB or not based off of in-game time, or RTA, I mean real-time attack, which then it's a mess. My brain don't want a brain too good, so I'll just say I should be able to get it figured out if there's any chance I got a PB or not. So we're just going to take care of this stuff we did before. So since I probably didn't explain what the story was all that well because of the badness of my stuff, my microphone going bad. So we are an astronaut, and this is the future of Earth. Power has been knocked out around the globe. Power was being generated on the moon because our environment became this. It became really, really bad. And so we are going to go and try and figure out why power stopped being generated at the moon. We're also going to take a dangerous jump. And we're just going to... Yep, we're already sprinting. You don't need to tell us to sprint, game. I don't need no game tell me how to sprint. And we are going to run up here. Try and activate this. It won't work. So we're going to go up here. We're going to manually override this door. We're going to open this. And we're going to remember a passcode. Because important thing coming up is passcodes. We're going to slide down like a cool guy. And we have a flashlight that we are going to take advantage of because some areas are going to get very dark. So we're going to use flashlight a lot. But with codes that we have to memorize, 3548 is going to be the first one. So get ready for 3548 to be entered. I play this game a lot like Stray, where I play mainly with controller, but I use mouse. This game I do the same, but I also use keyboard a little too. So we'll use keyboard to enter that because it's far quicker than using your controller. Controller's sloppy for that. Then we will run over here. Oh. My game just got a little silly on me. We'll move this ramp. We will need it later, but we will come back to it when we do need it. Run through this mess hall. So as you go through, you get audio diaries and different data entry and stuff like that. But we're not going to pay attention to any of it. We're going to start up this computer. We need this computer in order to launch the rocket, because we are going to the moon.
The storm is approaching faster than expected, way faster. Time's running out. Keep going, Fortuna.
Time is running out, so we better get moving. So we need to disengage some equipment from this rocket so it can launch. First disconnect is right here. There's another one on the other side. Whichever one you go to first, you could climb up to. Whatever one you go to second, the ladder will break. We don't want a broken ladder, so we're going down here, and we'll go that ramp we saw earlier, that stair ramp, and we will move it on here, and we will use that to get up. Oh, come on. I don't know why that was being so stubborn. Alright. Lost a tiny bit of time there, but we could still make up for that quite easily. So we'll bring this over here and avoid that ladder that would have broken on us. And now we could run back in to Launch Central. Get the rocket finally prepared for launch, and then we gotta get onto that rocket as quick as possible because there is a storm coming, and just like in modern day, this sci-fi future knows that you cannot safely launch a rocket or a spaceship or whatever in really bad weather, and a dust storm, not good weather at all. Alright, now we are going to run. And it's going to give us a timer. Anytime you see a countdown timer in this game, if it is more than a minute, it's more than enough time. It's only when we have very little time that we actually have to worry about it. I don't know why I did that jump there. But we have more than enough time. But it makes it feel dramatic. Countdown timer, high tension, everything's coming down to the wire. But it's not. We'll get quite a few 3-minute countdown timers as we play through this game, and the 3-minute ones are always going to be more than enough time. There is one that gets cut a little close, but that's it.
Navigation systems online. We're nearly there. It's just like your training. You can do this. Initiate launch procedure.
And now
Ground launch sequencer.
we are doing keyboard and mouse.
Orbital axis arm retracting. Perfect, just like was practiced. Auxiliary power units booting up. Gaseous oxygen vent arms safely in place. Sound suppression system engaged.
And there are instructions on what you need to hit.
Rocket boosters ready for ignition. Standing by for countdown.
Like,
Rocket boosters ignition start.
so it's going to take control of my camera for a second.
4, 3, 2,
And we're going to blast off.
we have liftoff.
Look at that. We're going to the moon. Actually, we're going to a space facility on the way. But right there, you can see all of the steps we need to do. And you'll notice we only did 7. There is 8, 9, and 10 coming up. But first, we need to get some beautiful views of the world. So, we're going up into space, and our views are going to get really nice up here. This game is truly a feast for the eyes.
You're on your way, Bettina 1.
So if you aren't looking out there, it will automatically force you to in a second. To see the view of the Earth. You'll notice my hands are here. It's just going to automatically take control of the view because of how cool the Earth looks there. I mean, that's beautiful. Although the Earth is very dusty and bad, but it's still very beautiful.
They knew an Earth full of life. Well, we know.
So we have a couple more things where I'm going keyboard and mouse.
Network back online. It could restore
I'll
the
occasionally
hope
use mouse as we go along, but I won't be using keyboard much more outside of hitting in codes.
Start thinking about a few.
because we have a few more codes to do.
You'll need to find the MPT transmitter at the Pearson space station.
And we're just
There, the power signal
enjoying this right now. It's nice and mellow. There's a few points in this game that get mellow, and there are a few points that get tense. And especially the ending is very tense.
getting bad. Understood. For Tuna 1, this storm is going to jam radio contact. You'll be on your own for a while. To reach the station, you must...
And then wait for the name of the game. Tell us the name. What is the name of this game? There you go. There we go. And now we're going to get a late title card. I love a late title card. Late title cards are always cool on a game. So wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Late title card. And we're going to have a load screen coming up, which is where my splits come in. So, ready, set, go. And I am ahead. All right, so coming up next, we need to dock with this orbital station. This station has a elevator going down to the lunar base, and we're going to use that elevator. So we got a line up here, and we will have some first person in this game. So we want to get this lined up nicely and just go in full speed ahead, because we're speedrunners. We don't care about going in at full speed. We just keep going, and there we go. We are docking with the space station. I almost choked on my coffee right there. That would have been bad. Also, the weather is now getting super bright. So we are now first-personing it. I will occasionally blast my hand over to the mouse. I will do movement with my left hand on the controller, but I'll sometimes use the mouse for various things, because it's how this game goes. By the way, it was stormy earlier, and now it is so bright, like it is blinding in front of me. Because I have a window with blinds, and those blinds are just reflecting all of this shiny, sunny brightness. And now we're going to have a timer. Remember what I said about timers? If we have 3 minutes, we have all the time in the world. But we'll grab this oxygen anyways. Anytime we have 3 minutes, it's typically because of oxygen. We'll grab the ones that show up right to us. But otherwise... So we want to put this in here. It'll keep this door open. But we need 2 of these. To go here. And that will allow us to reboot this. Life support turns back on. And we can now go to the crew quarters. I know my objective. It's to go fast. Oh boy. I should have popped back over to my controller to control my vertical movement. That is all on me. And so, we're going to go down to this area, Libra, or Libra. I'm used to Libra with an I, not a Y, but they both work. Might as well rotate, and we're going to need, 2539. So, get ready. Otherwise, we would have to dig around to find this code, and I don't want to do that. There are some glitches you could do with camera and remote manipulation of computers, but we are not doing that because I am kind of bad at it. I am not good at the glitches, most of the glitches in this game, but we are going to do some. We will do at least one main glitch, and you'll see it later on, and we'll do a slight out of bounds even. So we're about to get our weapon. We do not attack anything with it except for door locks and cables, but we are going to get this little laser arm. And once again, we've got 3 minutes, which is more than enough. We're not going to bother with any of these air cylinders. Also, don't do that. If you get a laser cutter, don't just randomly go, I'm going to shoot with it. That's just bad news. So, we've got 2 minutes and change. I just did some real bad aim right there. We just keep flying on through.
Ground control to Fortuna 1. We're still not reading anything from the MPT.
Once again, we continue to ignore our need for air, and we're just going to shoot this from far away. Because, there we go. We now have air. We're just going to navigate through here. Yeah, my goal is to avoid sneezing, so Iroh doesn't come running in here just yelling at me with his barka barka bark. Barka barka bark. And here are things that can actually hurt us, so we want to avoid getting zapped. And then we'll go through here and continue to kind of a puzzle challenge room. So in this room, we've got to move through here and grab these little batteries. And there's going to be some challenges associated with them.
Energy supply at 40%.
Then go down here, drop this one off. This is one of my least favorite parts of this run. It is a touch on the slower than I prefer side. Oh boy.
Life support energy supply at 20%.
Then final one is a combination of the two that we just had. That was not nearly as smooth as I would prefer, and let's get our flashlight on about now.
Power fully redirected from life support to rotation engine. Access control center to activate engine. Life support failure.
There we go. Had to wait for that.
Life support shutting down.
We are just going to blast through here as quick as we can. One hand on the mouse so we could hit those locks. And we are going back to Libra, because now that we have activated some things, and if you're wondering, wasn't this door on the other side before? Well, we are flipped upside down.
Life support offline. Oxygen reserves nearly exhausted.
Here we go. Probably looks familiar now. And we are going to activate this. Everything will be good. There is no way we did anything that can explode or go wrong. So don't worry about anything going wrong at all. Nothing's going to explode here. Everything's good. Everything's safe. And I might have made a boo-boo. So this game does have quick time events. You know, when you have to hit a button to do something at the right time. But there's no penalty for hitting the button early and mashing it. So we need hit X coming up. If we just start mashing it, watch what happens. We grab it. We're good. So here we are going to have some timers that are less than 3 minutes. That means we gotta grab all of these oxygens. That requires some very good maneuvering. We will have to do a little bit of our welder gun, or laser cutter, whatever you want to call it. And of course, if you ever see something that looks too good to be true, it probably is. And what do I mean by that? I mean, coming up, we're about to see a whole mess of oxygen cylinders. Right there, look at all of those. They are going to blow away, and we need these. There's one in here. All right, that is the trickiest part of this section. It is entirely about being smart on those oxygen. This one's a little annoying. We need to go where that red light is to the right. But we need to grab this oxygen. By the way, if you can see my tiny little reticle, the little circle in the middle of the screen, I really wish for accessibility they would make a larger version of that. Because it is very hard for my eyes to see, and I know some people with visual difficulties would really have a hard time with it. Always make your game super accessible. Everything should be accessible, which is why I'm also kind of disappointed, to just ramble on subjects right now. I'm disappointed in Microsoft's stance of no third-person, non-approved controls or input devices on Xbox Series systems, because there's a lot of accessibility things that are going to be hit by that. All right, And we are about done with this facility. And now, if you know Tiny Toon Adventures, this is where Plucky would say, elevator go down the hole. So we're just going to go down, and we're going to have a load come up right about now. So far, we're doing pretty good on this run. So we are going down to Pearson. Pearson is a moon base. The lunar base right here. We are going back into something I really appreciate, which is third person. I do not enjoy the first person areas on this. I do not speedrun first person games except for this one. This is the only game I speedrun that has any first person in it. I am not a fan. Hey, come on. Okay, I don't know what was going on there. It didn't want to let me click on that. So we're just going to run over here. This is also the only place really where we get some of the story and we just cannot skip it. So we're going to go into this one room right down here.
William, what the hell was that speech about?
And we can't skip this. By the way,
the ships will be ready soon.
pineapple, apple, grape. Hope you enjoy the green, the mostly black on the body. That was your design decision. Looks good, I'd say. By the way, I cannot leave this room or do anything until this cutscene is done. So all you want to do is, you can hang out, you can do whatever. By the way, your battery has, or your flashlight has a battery that could run out, so you can recharge it real quick by turning it off. But we're going to hang out right here until they're done with this playback of this, like, video log. Once we're done with it, or I guess we do get a little more first person. Anytime we control the ASE, it'll be first person, because we are going to control our little robo buddy. We won't do it too often, but every once in a while we'll need them, and because of that, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, this scene's almost done. We need to repair this ASE, because we need a robo buddy, and he's a little sparkly, which is not good news. There we go. This door now opens. Go down here. And we're going to have a little mini game to repair them, or a couple mini games. But we'll start off with a big jump. Just like that. And we'll do another jump.
Initiating AZ maintenance protocol.
And we're going to grab some parts. We're also
Connection to lunar facility network.
if we were glitching more in this game, we wouldn't need to do that. Because there's a glitch called mailboxing. I can't do it. So now we are repairing this.
AZ network access port replacement successful. AZ connection to lunar facility network established.
So we're going to be told, hey, there's a problem with your ASE.
AZ thruster status.
The thrusters are bad. It can't fly.
Full thruster replacement is advised.
We're going to do that to interact with it, grab the thruster parts, which will be another building mini game. It's the last one on this run. Nope. Wrong one. Why'd I do that? Wrong one! Boy, I am... Can't believe how sloppy I did on this. And now we're going to reboot our ASE buddy. And you'll be able to see that green eye on it, because as requested by Pineapple Apple Grape, green light, green eye, black body. Or green light / eye, green highlights, and black body. Green eye, green light. I mean, its eye is the light, but... So, we can control this little dude. And we are going to control him. First, we have a little touching. Hey, you want to be buddies? Yeah, we do. I'm going to run down here. And we're going to go through these. This thing I opened up earlier. And this will restore power. Make everything good. Oh, I guess doesn't keep my position because I ran down here because I was hoping I would have been there, but I never tried that before. I figured it was worth an attempt. So now we're going to try and tell it, hey, turn everything back on. All is good. All is fine. And no, not everything's good. Not everything is fine. So we're going to be told, hey, there isn't enough power for things. There's a power to enter maintenance. That's where we came from. We're going to use this battery that's still good to open the crew quarters because it takes 2 to open the vehicle bay. So we're going to hope to find one in the crew quarters. We will. We'll also find a grumpy ASE that's trying to shoot us. Also, some moon base was founded in the year 2032. That matters because that's the password here. This guy's going to try and shoot us, which is super not cool. We could take 1 hit. We cannot take 2 hits until we heal. We heal on our own with a little time. Grabbing this turns it off. And we're on our way. We're going to use this to open up the vehicle bay, because we now have this one and we have one more. And we're going to be able to drive some lunar buggies. We're going to go out on the surface of the moon, which is beautiful. It is a truly beautiful sight to behold. So we're just going to throw this right here. All right. Wait for this open. Wait for this to open. And jump on this thing. And to open the doors, we need to get our tires lined up with those wheel wells. And here we go. We want to go over to that symbol, which is where we're going to find some mini microwave relays. we're going to use them to help power up this place, but it won't be enough to power up the Earth. We still need to deliver them the moon. It's a shame you don't get to drive this all that often. It's kind of fun driving it. Except for lining up the wheel wells, but what you gonna do? Alright. Once again, 3-minute timer. More than enough time. We don't need to worry about 3 minutes ever. We're going to have another 3-minute timer coming up. There's only one time the 3-minute timer is ever going to feel like we're cutting it close, and we're going to cut it, probably knowing my runs, about 12 seconds before it runs out. We'll get air. But that's at the end of this run, and we're not there yet. But there was oxygen back there in a chest. We don't need it. We don't need no oxygen. We're just going to keep going. Because we're speedrunning. Speedrunning is all about just keep on moving. It is a beautiful landscape out there. And now... Wow. I don't know why it didn't want to take my click. So we're going to get lined up. We want to operate this computer terminal. Look at our little ASE buddy. We're going to get this lined up with this thing right here. You could start mashing the button ahead of time. There's no harm in any QTE type thing or any lineup thing. There's no harm to ever mash on the button ahead of time. By the way, since we'll be doing a little driving again, and it's a little slow, a little quiet, don't forget, we are streaming today to raise money through Extra Life for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. I am raising money for Seattle Children's. Any donation goes to Seattle Children's to help care for kids who need it. And that money is a true lifesaver, literally and figuratively. There's a lot of parents who worry about being able to afford medical bills for their kids. Medical costs are big. They're medicine and, provider visits and all that are incredibly expensive. So we are here to make sure everyone can get that important care they need. Because the worst thing is to be a kid and be sick. I mean, kids should not have to worry about that. It's horrible for a kid not to have, perfect safety and health and all of that. I'm kind of rambling. So I went into that menu to summon my robot buddy, because oftentimes he gets trapped outside. But if you go into your menu, you can actually summon the ASE. Once again, 3 minutes, more than enough. There is some harm that we will face on this one, some thermal vents, but we're just going to ignore them and keep on going. So just run through these like it's nothing. Look how beautiful this game is. And here we go. Time to line up another one of these. Same thing as last time. Gotta get a little more microwave energy. We want to go right this time, not left. And we are almost there. And then just start mashing that button, and there we go. Power is coming back online. All is good. And come on. Oh yeah, I have to actually hit a button for it to change. I was like, should I change? No, I've got to hit the button first.
We saw what happened at Pearson. I thought you were... But just now, we detected activity in the MPT network.
And I misspoke earlier when I said we're going down to Pearson. Pearson was that place up in orbit, the orbital base, or whatever you call that.
Tomorrow isn't close, though. Traveling by foot would be suicide. Perhaps you can find another means of transportation inside Moon Hub.
I wish I could just take one of these. But, no. Once again, line up our wheels. And here we go. We are almost through with this area. Run back in here, turn on that computer, and then we'll go back to the vehicle bay and ride the monorail. Then we get a quick shot of everything getting all lit up and pretty. This game is really good looking. I highly recommend, if you can play this, give it a shot. The story is really cool. Don't speedrun it, at least not at first. Instead, if you interact with those orange floating drones, the orange floating ASEs, it'll actually give you, like, you know, story scenes showing what happened here. Why did everything go bad? And for some reason, you're looking up at the ceiling when you sit down here. I don't know why. And we are going to get one audio log that will actually play through. Normally, we skip all of these because we had to go into the menu to turn them on. And we ain't got time for that. Hey, buddy. Oh, yeah, he's a good little guy. But this one here is going to play. So if you were following the story, Sarah Baker is somebody who was at Pearson, that orbiting moon base with the space elevator. She and her coworker Rolf were up there when power went out and everything went bad. They came down to the planet, figure out what happened, and when they came down the planet, the moon, they found out that everyone was gone. They didn't know what happened, and then she ended up, they're told, head back to Earth. You cannot stay at the moon. We cannot support you. And as they were getting ready to leave, she got attacked by that ASE that shot me earlier. She passed out. Rolf left, and when she came to, she found herself abandoned, left behind. And so, we are here to try and figure out what happened to her as well as everything else. Also, we are not going to be in this place for long. Oh. We're just going to go through here. 2, 3, 4, 4, and we're leaving. If you're wondering what just happened there, stuff. This area is a lot larger than I just made it look to be. No, we just go through that real fast. Lost a tiny bit of time. little slow there. Oh, here we're going to have some quick time events. We want to hit the left trigger a lot. And we're just going to keep hitting that trigger. The main time you really need to hit is when you see a red light coming up. It's going to give us a warning that we're in trouble. Get ready for it. There's the red light. And there's a big red light. So we hit L a lot. And then we're going to hit right trigger a lot. Just keep hitting it. Doesn't matter how soon you hit it. You just keep hitting it. Over and over and over.
Obstruction detected. Switch tracks to avert fatal collision.
And then you just start hitting X again.
Velocity critical. Activate brakes to slow down.
And there we go. All done with that. So we're coming up on an area that under the original release of this game would have been the last area. So, if you notice, I'm running any percent full game. There's also a category any percent Fortuna, which only goes through the end of this area. But we are not going to worry about that. Once again, I'm doing keyboard and mouse, or I mean mouse and controller. Hey. And once again, 3 minutes, more than enough. Boy, that went sloppy. By the way, you could carry this battery with you for an achievement. That dead battery, we're not doing that achievo though. As soon as we run through this door, take control of the ASE, take control of us, take control of the ASE, take control of us. So if we tried entering here without the ASE doing what it did, there's a bunch of electrical cables that were blocking our way that would have hurt us and not let us through. Next time we interact with that computer would be time if we were doing the any percent Fortuna, but like I said, we're not doing any percent Fortuna. So we're just going to head on down. I hope you all are enjoying the stream. Please consider donating if you can. And if you have donated, I just want to say once again, thank you. You are awesome and amazing. And if you don't donate, you're still awesome and amazing. Because I know not everyone has the ability to donate. You might not have the funds. You might have already extended yourself on charity stuff. All of that is perfectly fine. But if you do have the ability to donate, always, always appreciated. So we've got to do 2 more of these towers. Probably getting very familiar by now. Although it's about to become a bit unfamiliar. We'll run through here. We used our ASE to open that door for us because that door was busted. And then we'll run through here and go outside. There's a lot of dangers at this one. So we want to try and stay safe. It's another one where we gotta go behind the ladders. As always, 3 minutes. It is more than enough time. It is so much more than enough time. So, thermal vents. We did get hurt quite a bit there, but good news. We are back healthy again. And you know how this works. However, things are going to get a little different after this one. So we cannot reach. It's out of range. But there's an air tower right there. The problem is, when you look at this tower, tell me if you notice anything about it. By that I mean, does it look like it's falling apart? Oh, it looks okay from here, right? Oh, that looks damaged and wobbly. And you're going to notice, our timer is continuing. Our buggy should have oxygen. Why is our timer continuing? Well, what it didn't clearly tell you, you've got like 3 minutes before that tower tips over and collapses. So we've got to move fast. Good thing, we're speed running. Luckily, this one is relatively quick to get to the tower climb. The tower, though, is in bad condition. So there might be a little danger we're facing. This is also the last real challenge of any percent Fortuna. So we want to be very good at jumping, dodging electric cables. Be very mindful that gaps are coming. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh boy. That was not good. I have not done that in forever. Although I have died on this before. Nah, it's not a... Why wasn't that clicking? That wasn't a run kill. In fact, here's the thing. I want to say I've died on my PB. So, we're not dying even, so we're doing pretty good here. Oh, this is a weird one to aim, and there we go. Yeah, runs are alive until the very end. And just like with Stray, where Stray does load time removes, this game also does load time removes. However, we don't have an auto splitter to remove the load times, which makes it a little weirder on this one, because I honestly won't even know if this is a PB for sure or not until the absolute end of the run. Frogs, goats, they're all similar. I mean, they're all types of birds, right? Oh, poor ASE is like, buddy, dude, are you okay? Oh no. They're not birds! Frogs and goats are not birds. I don't know about that. I mean, if it looks like a duck, it barks like a duck, it oinks like a duck, it's a bird. Alright, here we have short time, so that means we gotta grab all of these. Now it's like, oh man, I don't know if we have enough to make it. Are we going to be able to make it in time? Well, good news, something's going to fall on us and deliver us a little canister of oxygen. We run in here, hit the airlock button, and we're good. We're going to ride this elevator up and immediately go through in our airlock, run out of air again. Make sure you don't jump here because you'll bonk your head on the ceiling if you try and jump that little handrail. Then we run over here. And this is when time would be on any percent Fortuna. But we are doing full game.
Evacuated? No, this can't be right. I can't just leave. The colony will fail.
So here we see in our story scene Sarah left behind,
They all be so
getting really frustrated, really angry.
What were they thinking? How can they be so...
Warning. Tombow reactor failing. Outbreak protocol in effect. Evacuate all facilities.
Yes, I know they evacuated. I know! I know I'm alone.
Tombow reactor capacity at 10%.
It's still going? Alex, we have to go. This would make things right. We could fix this. We can fix this. Okay. Just follow the tracks along the pillars. You'll make it to Tombow. You'll make it, Sarah.
So here, because of subtitles, we are going to learn something. If you don't play with subtitles, you won't know this yet. But who are you? You're not a nameless astronaut. You're actually
On my way, Sarah.
Rolf, who was at Pearson with Sarah. You're the one who escaped and got away, and 5 years later you came back to save the world, get power back, but also to find out what happened to your friend and coworker. So now we are heading into the final stretch of the run, which is where everything can go right or incredibly wrong. Well, I think of Rolf as in the Muppet. You know, the one who plays the piano, Rolf. Which is a dog, so, I mean, it would make sense, Rolf being kind of a roof type of noise. So we are coming up on the final load screen, so the final split of the run. Then we are going to start doing glitches. This is the section that's going to have potential glitchiness. But good glitches. Hopefully good. Hopefully they behave for me. I've had issues recently with them. All right.
Ground control to Fortuna 1. I'm not sure if you're still there.
This is an area where there is a lot of potential of deaths.
Everything has.
It is very easy to have deaths in this area,
Whether it's the reactor or the MPT transmitter itself, I can't
especially
tell.
when you've been so far playing games non-stop for 5.5 hours, almost 5.5. It's, oh, about 5 1/4.
I wish I could help you.
Of which I still have, like 20-something hours to go. 22 3/4, I think.
Warning. Obstruction detected. Warning.
So I think things are going wrong for Rolf right here. And on the bright side, things will soon go very right for Rolf, and maybe very wrong. But we'll get through this. And don't worry, we're not going to be first person.
Please travel soon.
Oh. Why am I... Wow. Somehow I got very confused on where I was. Come on. Hey, come on. Thank you. I forgot it was first person for some reason. So let's try and make up some time for that, because that was not the best. So back there was an oxygen refilling station. You'll see another one coming up. Okay, what are you... Dude. So that there, at the end, with the blue lights, that's an oxygen refilling station. We are not going to use those, but they exist. Good to know for casual runs. We are not casual running, though. Alright, here we go. Why'd I go that way? That was silly of me. So we did that to turn off these security stations. The security stations would have caused doors to close because we're not authorized to be here. And if that happened, we lose time. Also, just so you know, the game is going to get a little choppy from time to time here. It's because this game in this area just kind of gets choppy. So here comes the dangerous area of this run. Or the most dangerous. There's two dangerous areas in this area. Okay, so here's where the game becomes Metal Gear Solid. If you know my Stray run, Stray has a part where it's kind of like Metal Gear Solid, and we just run through everything with reckless abandon. Guess what we do here? All of those are armed to kill. We're going to run through with, you got it, reckless abandon. Then we're going to glitch things. Alright, come on, game. Alright, we made it through. We need to get something up there to break that crumbly wall. What? I don't know how I died there. Those drones are not to follow you into this area. I wouldn't say run kill yet. Because also we do get to do load removes. All right, now we're changing where our power goes to. We gotta deal with those Stupid drones again. By the way, that is not how it's intended. That's going a little bit almost out of bounds, but that's how you do it as a speedy person. And look at their nice gym. Of course, it's correct. And now, let's try to glitch this. Oh! Did not quite do it. Nope. There we go. Thank you for finally working. All right. We have lost some time. This is where it gets choppy as can be. All right, come on. Yep, it gets a little choppy here. And it's the game that's choppy, it's not the stream. It just gets a little bit on the choppy side. Oh, wow. I don't normally do that silliness. All right. Just too many visual effects in here between the water, the lighting. It's a lot going on. I don't know why he just froze there. So there is a glitch that could speed this up. I am not good at that glitch, so we go a little slower. So when those blue parts are in the water, we will be fried if we are in the water. So we're coming up on another glitch. By the way, big story scene right there, but we're not going to check it out. So we go in here, we grab this battery. we use the batteries to hold down these pressure plates because we want to find a big thing of helium. One of those big push carts like we were pushing in the water. But instead, we're going glitch here. We are going to just like that. We are not meant to do that. And so, we're going to make that helium cart magically appear here. So we cut those cables. This thing's going to fall and smash open a wall for us. However, you're going to notice it has a friend going with it. That helium cart. That helium was not with us, was it? But we magically made it through the power of glitch. Normally we are meant to waste like, a minute and a half or 2 minutes if running without glitches to get this. But instead we run with some glitches, we use this to power up the generator, and we're going to do a quick out of bounds glitch. Also, at this point forward, there is some potential for bright flashing lights. If you are photosensitive, please be mindful of that because I don't want anyone to be uncomfortable with my run. There we go. Anytime we're in this light, it hurts us. We're going to take a few hits from it really bad right up here. We're meant to hide behind these pillars every time, but we will only hide behind every other pillar. Because that will give us just enough time to heal. Take another hit right here. If you run a perfect line, you don't need to stop at all. I cannot run that perfect line. I just can't find it. And now we are out of that horrible room and off to another horrible room. It's just horrible after horrible after horrible. And like I said, flashing lights and photosensitivity issues will happen. So if you are photosensitive, my friends, there is no harm in just listening to the audio. I will say when it'll get really bad, and I will say when it'll end. So once again, 3 minutes, if we do this right, 3 minutes is all the time in the world. I am going to wait for that. Oh my glob. Okay, that's another death. Wait for this. Wait for this. Wait for this. Wait for this. Run fast, because oxygen is getting low. Jump over. We're playing a little jump rope now. This is the one where we get it really close to running out of air. really close. And now a lot of flashing light potential. So if you are sensitive to photo stimuli, please do look away.
Releasing reserves.
Oh, I'm just glad. At least I did get through that jump rope part good. I did get through most of that pretty good. Having 2 additional deaths is disappointing. Or having 2 deaths, I should say. Although one of those deaths earlier from the ASE was just silly. It could not follow me into that area. I'm not sure how it did. So unfortunately, no running here. Because our boy Rolf is not feeling too good. And yeah, flashing lights, bright lights, visual effects that are very uncomfortable are the name of the game right here. So please do look away if you are photosensitive. So we need to get this lined up. And we are battling unconsciousness.
NPT overloading. System integrity at 30%.
Almost. There we go. Look away. Worst visual stuff coming up right about here.
Successful. Standing by to resume transmission.
Okay, the worst right here. Do not look if you are visual sensitive, if you are sensitive to photo stimulation. The one cutscene we can skip.
Fortuna 1, is this... I can't believe this. We're receiving energy. It's back online. The MPT is transmitting. All systems
Luckily,
are
they
running
changed
for
where
the
this
Fortuna
run
1.
ends. It used to end a minute and a half after the last button input. Luckily, they have changed that, which is good because that minute and a half was so long to sit extra. So we're going to go as fast as we can, see what happened. As a spoiler, that is Sarah being carried by someone. I won't go into who it is, but Sarah, the person who we have been following the audio logs of, and a good friend of ours who we worried did not live. Well, we now find out what happened to Sarah. Also, time is coming up really, really, really soon. And time. So, now we will play out the rest of this. So, my RTA best for this is 1819. 118.19. This one is 118.13. Doing load time removal, keeping in mind I had 2 extra deaths. This actually, I think, is a PB. think this should move the needle just a tiny bit. So, hey, I won't know for sure until probably Monday. I say that because I'm not going to have time to do the load removing, to do the timing of the loads to remove them. So I won't know for sure until Monday would be when I'll have the opportunity. But this should be a PB, which is always cool getting a PB during a charity stream and during a charity event. And of course, being charity, I'll say once again, donate to Extra Life. I'm raising money for Seattle Children's to do care and cures and treatments and all sorts of good things for kids who do need the assistance. So if you do have the opportunity, donate some money. If you don't have that opportunity, keep me company. Pop in chat, say hi a little bit. Let me know you're there. Enjoying chatting with Pineapple Apple Grape, and earlier had some other people pop in, but feel free to pop into chat and say, hey, how are you doing? Just saying hi to you, just saying good luck, just saying do your best. And I am indeed the goat. I'm one of those furry bird creatures. A goat, the type that go bark, bark, bark. I'm kidding. I know what a goat is. I am going to step away as the credits roll for just a short bit. Always enjoy the credits to a game and appreciate all the areas I skipped that you didn't see, like that area you did not see at all. But always, understand that those who have their names in the credits, they put a lot of work to make the games we know and love, so do let the credits run. I will be back in just a second because I have been playing and streaming for 5 hours and 40 minutes. We're not even we have 22 hours-ish left. This is going to be a long stream, but I need to stretch my legs for a second and also hit the restroom. I have been enjoying the coffee, the good stuff. Also grabbing our beverage because my cuppeth runneth cold. So I will be right back in just a moment.
Area 3 to ground control. We found them.
And coming back. So, we need big on our game to play. I shoved a little bit of a protein bite in my mouth because needed a little energy boost. And grab myself a tasty seltzer. Alright, let's go ahead and end this